What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and I just want to start off by saying thank you to Square Enix and Eidos Montreal for giving me the opportunity to try out their upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy video game. On September 16th, I was able to take part in a remote gameplay session for about 90 minutes so I could experience Starlord and his merry band of misfits for myself, and I have to say I was already really excited about this game going into the session, but now I'm just stoked. Guardians of the Galaxy is releasing October 26th, which is about a week before my birthday, and I can't think of a better way to celebrate. If you follow my channel, you know that Cosmic Marvel is my favorite version of Marvel. Nova and Darkhawk are two of my favorite characters, and I've been a huge fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy for a very long time. From Annihilation to War of Kings to the Thanos Imperative, there are so many amazing cosmic stories in the Marvel Universe, and the Guardians of the Galaxy have been a major reason why. In this gameplay session, they started me out on the Milano around 4 hours into the game. Obviously, there will be some spoilers from here, but I will try to keep it light. On the Milano, I was able to walk around and interact with the environment and talk to the other Guardians on the ship, Rocket, Gamora, Drax, and Groot. There were lots of little side conversations and lore building to be enjoyed, and it was adorable watching Rocket scurry about the ship. Each character has their own little room with a bed and unique items to make it feel like theirs. There's a music station where you can pick through a monster rock catalog from the 80s. I played some Kiss because my uncle used to work for them and I grew up hearing all about it, and they were my first real concert. Rocket also has a workbench where you can upgrade all of Peter's perks and materials gathered in missions. I honestly messed around on the Milano for way longer than I probably should have. It was really easy to get lost on what has become such an iconic ship, chatting it up with all the characters. Once I got into the gameplay portions, we started Chapter 5, which was the Guardians going to a Nova Corps station to pay a fine that will get a tracking beacon off their ship and let them roam a little more freely through the galaxy. There is a typical Guardians banter back and forth as they land, and some of them are not too keen on the situation, especially considering Quill has an ex-girlfriend on the Nova Corps involved. Upon arrival, they find the station empty and begin searching around to see what's going on. There are some puzzles and interactions along the way. Starlord's helmet visor has an ability I made sure to unlock that gives him his own version of eagle vision or detective view, where areas of importance in the environment are highlighted. This is where the unique playstyle of the game starts to kick in. In this instance, we needed to get into a control room so we could turn back on power and open some doors to get through to the next area. I was able to make a hole in the wall, and with the eagle vision, assign Rocket to go through the hole and work his magic to hack us in. Eventually, we made our way down an elevator to find a Nova Corps mutiny was going down, with some of the corpsmen having this weird blue glow about them and mowing down those that didn't. Finally, it was time for combat. Going in, I knew that we only got to play as Starlord and that we would be controlling the other Guardians, but I was a little unsure of how that would actually work. While it definitely will take some getting used to, and the point in the game we started at definitely expected you to know what you were doing, it was actually pretty easy to pick up on the spot, meaning when I can go through a full tutorial and have those extra hours of gameplay, I'm sure it's going to go super smooth. You can pretty much play Starlord straight up. He has 4 abilities, different elemental shots, and plays pretty fine on his own. What really helps with gameplay is the fact that with the RB button, you can assign attacks for each of the Guardians on specific enemies, or ask them to interact and do attacks from certain moments or locations in the environment. For example, I was able to tell Gamora to jump up on some shipping crates and slice the line so they drop down onto enemies below, and I was able to tell Drax to pick up some explosives and throw them at enemies. They each have multiple abilities as well, and I will admit, it was kind of chaotic trying to get the hang of the fighting and directing traffic all while learning the systems, so I died twice, but I eventually got the hang of it and started to figure out and saw how certain abilities comboed well with others. You also build up meters to perform special moves, and at certain points you can go into a huddle where you can earn a buff based on how you essentially coach up the team. The huddle itself is a cool feature, though I could see it getting old over time. It's very Guardians though, and some of the mid-battle banter works really well. All of the other Guardians continue battling even if you don't direct them, so it all works out pretty well. The combat will definitely take some getting used to, but it was fairly fluid once I got the hang of it. When the action gets a little heavy, it can feel a little overwhelming, but I think if I just had more time to ease into it, I wouldn't have felt it as much. While moving about the level, I was able to find tons of crafting materials in the many nooks and crannies of the environment, and I even found new skins for both Drax and Groot in cases sort of hidden. The level itself plays pretty much on rails, so this is not going to be open world, but more your traditional Gears or God of War style linear campaign. I really can't get over how much fun this team is. Even if your only exposure to the Guardians is from the movies, you should instantly be able to latch on to the charm that has made them so beloved in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I got to hear Rocket talk about Lyla, Gamora talk about Richard Rider and Thanos' obsession with Lady Death, Peter talk about his father being the king of Spartax, and there's just so much geek-filled nerdiness going on everywhere. We used the program Parsec to play remotely, and I used it a few times for hands-on sessions during the pandemic, and this is the best any game has looked streaming through the service. I am just beyond excited to play more. For a game that kinda came out of nowhere and said, "Surprise, we'll be there soon," over the summer, it amazes me how big this game feels. The atmosphere is incredible and the characters truly feel familiar. I picked up a ton of Marvel references that excited me and made me want to experience more. It has the same type of heart and charm that Insomniac has brought us with their Spider-Man games, and I want lots more games like this. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy will be available October 26, 2021 on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Nintendo Switch, and I cannot wait to play some more. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see ya.